long before Egypt raised its pyramids. Before Greece and Rome took their first breath. A forgotten people built the first cities and changed humanity forever. In the vast plains between two mighty rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates, something extraordinary happened over 6,000 years ago. Here, in what we now call Mesopotamia, a people emerged who would lay the very foundation of civilization itself. They were the Sumerians. A people without kings at first, without empires, yet they built cities that would define human progress. They invented writing, law, mathematics, the wheel, and the very idea of organized society. For thousands of years, their names faded beneath the sands of Iraq. But beneath those sands slept the ruins of a world that began everything. Birth of cities. It all began around 4500 BC. Small farming villages along the rivers began to grow as irrigation canals brought life to the desert. Villages became towns. Towns became city-states, each one ruled by a local leader and protected by mighty walls of mud brick. Among them, names we still remember today: Uruk, Ur, Lagash, Eridu, Kish. These were not mere settlements, they were the first cities on earth. And at their heart rose towering temples, ziggurats, stairways to the gods. The rise of Uruk. The city of Uruk was the jewel of Sumer. With more than 40,000 inhabitants, it was the largest city the world had ever known. Its ruler, King Gilgamesh, became legend, his story immortalized in the world's first epic poem. But Uruk was more than a city, it was an idea. The idea that humans could build order out of chaos. That from mud and river reeds, they could shape eternity. The invention of writing. Around 3200 BC, a Sumerian scribe pressed a reed stylus into wet clay and changed history forever. These wedge-shaped marks were called cuneiform. They began as simple trade records, grain, livestock, taxes. But soon, they told myths, prayers, laws, even stories. Writing turned memory into permanence. It gave power to the past and allowed civilization to speak across time. The city and the gods. To the Sumerians, every city belonged to a patron god. Ur was the city of the moon god Nana. Uruk belonged to Inanna, goddess of love and war. Eridu honored Enki, the god of wisdom and water. Life was service to these deities. Temples weren't just places of worship, they were the centers of politics, economy, and learning. The priests ruled with both wisdom and fear, reading omens in the stars and clay tablets. Daily life in Sumer. Imagine walking through the streets of Ur at sunrise. Merchants opened their stalls of barley, fish, and dates. Potters shape clay beside the canal. Children play near the ziggurat's shadow. Scribes sit in courtyards, teaching the young to read cuneiform. In the distance, a bull-drawn cart creaks along the dusty road, the wheel turning slowly in the dawn light. This was the rhythm of the world's first city life. Innovation and knowledge. The Sumerians gave us more than cities. They measured time in 60s, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour. They mapped the heavens, tracked the movements of Venus, and used mathematics to divide land and build temples. Their farmers used irrigation networks so advanced that for centuries they turned desert into farmland. The modern world still echoes their inventions, in every calendar, every wheel, every written word. The fall of Sumer. But no civilization lasts forever. Over centuries, the rivers that gave life also brought salt, poisoning the soil. Harvests failed. City-states turned against each other in endless wars. Then came new invaders, the Akkadians, from the north. Under Sargon the Great, they conquered Sumer around 2300 BC. The world's first empire was born, and the Sumerians were absorbed into it. Yet their ideas endured. Even as their language faded, their writing, gods, and stories lived on, shaping Babylon, Assyria, and beyond. Rediscovery beneath the sands. For thousands of years, the Sumerians were forgotten. No one even remembered their name. Then, in the 19th century, European archaeologists began to dig in southern Iraq. They uncovered ancient tablets, thousands of them, covered in strange wedge-shaped marks. When the code was finally cracked, the world awoke to its oldest ancestors. The Sumerians had spoken again, across 5,000 years of silence. Legacy of the Sumerians. Every story of civilization begins here. When you write a word, when you measure an hour, when you build a city, you echo the Sumerians. They taught humanity how to live together, how to plan, to record, to dream. Their ruins may be silent, but their spirit still flows through every city on earth. They were the first to tame time, the first to raise cities from dust. And though their world fell, their legacy never died.